My manager attempted to fire me. It turns out she is the one breaking the rules, so she got fired instead. I found myself working as an overnight maintenance laborer for a family-owned collection of properties, 2 shopping complexes, a winery, and a few warehouses. But most of the time, I kept a grocery store that was built in the late 1960s functioning. I worked my way up to night maintenance manager and loved my job. I was getting the kind of education you can't buy, hands on electrical one night, plumbing the next, welding after that. All taught to me by 3 men who could build a house up to code single-handedly. And we all got along great. It was the first time in my adult life that I had real responsibilities, and I respected myself because I respected the job I was doing. The owners were all people who truly cared about their employees, and they proved this when, in 2017, they sold the main grocery store. One of the many things they included in the sale was all current employees had to be offered a new position at their current pay level. The company that bought us does not employ an in-house maintenance team. If something breaks, they outsource the fixing. So they really didn't have a ready-made place for me to fit into like the other department managers. The store manager also did not like that I was making $18 an hour, $6 over a new hire rate. Thus began the systematic harassment, which was later confirmed to me as a standard operating procedure for legally getting rid of someone at this company. Some of my faves include making my 35-year-old butt a bag boy, writing me up for spending 20 minutes talking to the police about an accident I had seen while returning carts, cutting my hours down from full-time to 24 hours a week, which is completely allowable, but as the second most senior member in the store, everyone below me has to get their hours cut first. No, you can't force me to take a salaried manager's position. Yes, you can make me a cashier, but you have to give me the $3 pay bump, and on and on and on. In addition to the many broken verbal promises and outright lies, I became very well versed in the union rules, my specific contract rules, and how to protect myself. I had 7 union arbitrations in my first 5 months, all of which ended in my favor. Meanwhile, the assistant managers love me. I can cover any department because I've done almost everything and I'm a quick learner. If anything breaks down in the store, if I can't fix it, I can, at the very least, make a detailed work request so it gets fixed sooner. I become the go-to-cover guy, filling in any position that needs it, which at long last brings me to my malicious compliance. The store was not doing well, sales-wise. About a year and a half in, they couldn't get a closing butcher. So, the night manager asked me to work in the meat department for 3 hours every night just to close it out and clean it up. In the department, there is a bandsaw that's used to cut meat with bones in it. It's a pain to clean, so after reading the department manual, I realized you would not be able to use that piece of equipment if you hadn't been trained on it. Now, I 100% had been trained on that bone saw. I knew how to take it apart, fix it, and put it back together. But that training was with the old company, and I had been informed many times that the new company only thought I'd been trained when they had trained me. Perfect. I can close down the bone saw earlier and get it cleaned. If any customer needs me to cut meat with a bone in it, I inform them that I haven't been trained on that piece of equipment. It shouldn't be an issue. This is late at night, and the stores are not doing that well to begin with. I cleared all this up with the assistant manager. This goes on for months until I'm finally called into the manager's office during the day. It turns out one of the customers I had informed that I could not use the bone saw was a secret shopper. The store manager is writing me up for failure to complete my duties. She's also writing it up as a malicious failure, and that, coupled with my previous write-up, gives her the 3 write-ups she needs to fire me. As I have done so many times in the past with this woman, I invoked my right to union representation and declined to talk with her until after I'd spoken with them. At this point, I thought, they can't bust me. I was following the written directions, but oh no, it got so much sweeter and so much worse. While talking to my union rep, it quickly became clear that the butchers are a completely different union. The store is in violation of the butchers' union contract by having a non-union employee work in that department. So first, my union fights the write-up, wins, and gets me paid for the 5 days I missed work. They then got me a lawyer who told me I was not to speak with any store manager in any capacity due to the butchers' union complaint against the store. 2 weeks off, fully paid. For me, I can't very well work at a store where I cannot speak to my bosses. I then get 2 more paid days off while I speak to the various union reps for my testimony. The store is fined $50,000 for breaching the butcher's contract. When I return to work, my store manager does not work there anymore. Her replacement only accepts the job if his bonuses are not tied to the store's overall performance, so he doesn't mind if I'm overpaid. As icing on the cake, no one liked her, so I'm DMN near a hero when I get back.